Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, this is part one of a two-part series. We're going to take a look at all of my different tape machine plugins that I have. I have a whole bunch of them. This time in part one, we're going to look at about half of them. I'm going to tell you which ones I like, which ones I would kind of pass on, and which ones are my favorites, and what do I like about the different types of tape machine plugins. So if you want to know about tape machine plugins and which ones I recommend, that's what we're going to do in this video. So stick around. Okay, gang, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to take a look at some of my tape machine plugins. I did a couple of videos in the recent past. The Harrison tape machine plugin was recent, and people have asked me about other tape machines that I like, and I didn't realize how many tape machine plugins I have until I went through my browser. I've collected a bunch of them over the years. Some of them I haven't looked at in a long, long time. I have a small handful of them that I use all the time, and I want to show you which ones we have today. Now, on this channel, there is probably demos for 99% of the ones that you're going to see today. I'll try to remember to link them in the description box below, but you can always go to the archive, go to my channel, search tape machine plugins, and they'll all pop up. But I just wanted to show you which ones I have and tell you which ones I like. So that's what we're going to do in this video. We're not going to get into in-depth on how to use each one. It would be a million hours long, but this will kind of point you in the right direction. And for people who want to know, do I use tape machine plugins? I use them on every mix. Even when I'm working analog, I do use it as a plugin in the box. Here's some of the ones that I like. So the first one that I like, that I use all the time, probably one of my go-tos ever since it came out, is the Virtual Tape Machines by Slate Digital. Love this tape machine. It's been around a long time. What I like about it, it's not super subtle, but it's more on the subtle side. It is not as hyped or as colored as some of the other ones that we're going to look at in these next two videos. What I also like about this one, it's a multi-track and a multi-plugin in that over here under machine type, you can use the 16-track 2-inch, which is like the Studer, and then you can go to the half-inch 2-track, which you would typically put on your master bus. We only have two tape formulas here, which is cool, and we have only two tape machine speeds, 30 inches per second and 15. Typically on this one, I like to keep it on 30. There are more things you could do under the hood if you hit the settings button. I usually don't mess with most of that stuff. I usually keep most of it kind of at the standard settings. I just like it because it gives a nice little squeeze, a nice little low end bump, and just a little bit of compression, and I just really dig the way it sounds. Quickly, I'll give you a quick 5 or 10-second demonstration here. Here's a song by Burst and Bloom, Tape It Back. Thank you so much for letting us use the song in this video. All the boys over at Burst and Bloom. This mix has been pretty much done. It's a demo session I use on a lot of these YouTube videos. We got it mixed down to a master bus. We're throwing this right as the last plug-in on the master bus. Here is a sound of the Slate Digital Virtual Tape Machines. Here we go.
This year I'll be asked to stop by total strangers at a party who think I'm too drunk to have this conversation. I'm not sorry. I take it back. Oh, hey, I'm ready to go. I take it back. That's right, I already know.
So it just gives it a nice low end bump, a nice little squeeze. It's not overhyped, it's subtle, but it absolutely adds something to the final mix. One of the ones I use the most. Been using it ever since it came out, and I really dig it. That's the Slate Digital Virtual Tape Machines. Hey friend, hope you're enjoying the video. Hey, do you need help with your home studio setup? Do you have questions about recording, mixing, and mastering and need personalized help? Or maybe you need some business coaching to turn your studio into a money-making machine. If so, stop wasting hours on YouTube searching for answers and conflicting advice. Book a private one-on-one Zoom session with me, and let me help you end the frustration you're having with your studio so you can get back to what's important, making killer music. Click the link in the description for more info. Now back to the video. The second one in the chain that I use all the time is the Universal Audio ATR 102. Again, this is part of the Spark program. Now this, conversely, compared to the last one, has a lot more color. This thing has a lot more hype, a lot more controls, a lot more under the hood things you can do, but they also got a great set of presets here in the Universal Audio ecosystem, which I really dig. Here, I think is the default setting here. Again, we have 4 tape formulas here on this one, instead of 2 on the last one. We have a bunch more calibration settings, and we also can have 1-inch tape, half-inch tape, or quarter-inch tape. So this gives us a lot more options. We also have more tape speeds, everything from 3.75 seconds per inch, 15 inches per second, 30 inches per second, which is kind of cool. Let's take a listen to this one.
Step one and the damage is done. 2 and 3 before it finally hits me. That I can never take it back. This time last year we were looking up, but we were grasping at straws. So hopefully for the last time this year I'll be asked to stop by total strangers at a party who think I'm too drunk to have this conversation. I'm not sorry. I take it back, I take it back.
So this one has a lot more flexibility than the Slate. It's got a lot more color to it, but it can be subtle. There's a lot more tweakity, whittly things that you can do with it, which is cool. You could turn on and off the transformer. You could bring in hiss and hum, wow and flutter, crosstalk, the whole thing. I use this one probably second in line to the virtual tape machine. I tend to use this one, to be quite honest, when I'm mixing in my courses or in my Mixing Academy content. If I'm mixing all in the box for a project, I tend to use this to give us a little bit more of that color and saturation and just more of that vibe that I feel like I'm missing. When I'm working analog with a console and hardware, I will use typically the Slate. So I just, if I want something that's got a lot more color, a lot more richness to it, and to kind of make up for some of the lack of using real analog gear, this is something that I do use and I love it. So this is the Universal Audio ATR 102. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful plugin. Next thing that we have, let's bypass that one, so we're not double hitting all these tape machines. The next one I have here, another Universal Audio cool plugin. This is the Oxide tape. Again, I love the Universal Audio tape machines. Love them all. This one is a little less subtle than the last one we just looked at. Fewer settings on it, only 2 tape speeds. We have kind of an EQ curve here that we could change. We have noise reduction here, and then that's really it. And so let's check this one out.
Okay, I'm ready to go. I take it back, I take it back. That's right, I already know. Step one and the damage is done. 2 and 3 before it finally hits me. That I can never take it back. This time last year we were looking up, but we were grasping at straws. So hopefully for the last time.
So I like this one in that even though it's got a lot fewer settings on it, it has just enough to shape the tone quite a bit. I mean, between the inches per second here, it's only 7.5 inches per second and 15, but between that and the EQ switch, it just sounds great. I love this thing. I use this thing probably third in line again. If I'm not looking for as much color and punch and flexibility as the ATR, I'll use this one. So that's the Oxide by Universal Audio. Okay, let's bypass this one. Let's keep moving here. Got quite a few to get through here. And all of these I've shown you so far, very, very low CPU intensity. So you could put these not only on a master bus like we're doing it today, but you can also sprinkle them around on like a drum bus or guitar bus or something like that, no problem. Again, another Universal Audio one. For the trifecta, this is the Studer A800. Love this one, the multi-track tape machine. A lot of times, again, when I'm mixing all in the box, sometimes what I'll do is I'll throw this across all of my tracks as the first plug-in in the chain, and then drop a channel strip after that. That was what a tape machine like this was used for. This was a 24-track tape machine where everything hit tape before it hit the console, which is kind of cool. That's not how we're using it today, but once again, simplistic, a little bit more than the one we just looked at, but a little bit less than the ATR 102. So we have 4 different tape machine formulas here. We have just 3 inches per second 7.5, 15, and 30. A couple of calibration things, that's it. Not much else we could really do to this. We could open up this little side panel and you can mess with the EQ, you can mess with some of the calibration stuff, you can mess with all kinds of stuff. Again, we're going to leave it on its default settings. Once again, they got some great presets here in Universal Audio. You could check those out. Again, part of the Spark program, as all their tape machines are today. So let's check this one out and see what this sounds like.
This year I'll be asked to stop by total strangers at a party who think I'm too drunk to have this conversation. I'm not sorry. I take it back, I take it back. Oh, hey, I'm ready to go. I take it back, I take it back. That's right, I already know. Step one and the damage is done. 2 and 3 before it finally hits me. That I can never take it back. This time
Great tape machine. If you have access to this, try putting it on all of your tracks in your session. And again, it's pretty CPU friendly. If you have a modern day computer, you can do this. Try running all of your tracks through this before you hit your channel strip. Adds just enough color to it. You could do the same thing with the Oxide tape machine as well, but this Studer sounds really, really great. I really like this one. I don't use this one as much as I should because I have so many tape machine plugins, but this is another one you want to consider. This is by Universal Audio. This is the Studer A800. Here we go. Okay, I want to bypass that one. Okay, now let's see. The next one that I got up in line here is this is killer. This is something new that I don't ever really use, but it's a cool little quirky plugin. If you have the UAD Spark plugin subscription, which I have, you get this. This is called, what's this called? The Venue Analog Machines, which has a bunch of different types of gear in old tape machines, and it ranges from just light amount called Sweeten all the way through Splitter, which is like heavy crushing. You can hear what it sounds like. We'll start on its lowest settings, and there's not anything to really change. Drive and warble, and that's it. Let's take a listen.
time last year we were looking up, but we were grasping at straws. So hopefully for the last time this year I'll be asked to stop by total strangers at a party who think I'm too drunk to have this conversation. I'm not sorry. I take it back, I take it back. Oh, hey, I'm ready to go. I take it back, I take it back. That's right, I already know. Step one and the damage is done. 2 and 3 before it finally hits me. That I can never take it back. And this time last year we were looking up, but we were grasping at straws. Hopefully for the last time.
So you got different ranges of saturation and distortion and some old school interesting sounds. This is kind of cool if you want to use it in a very subtle way. You could turn that, every one of these machines has different settings, different controls, but again, it's very simple. And again, they got some cool presets here that you could check out, whether you're looking for special effects or you're just looking for something a little subtle to add a little bit of color and character to your mix. This is one to consider. I really don't use this one. I just wanted to break it out and show it to you. It's not one of the ones, not my first pick. I wouldn't say run out and buy this, but if you have it as part of your plugin subscription, it is a cool plugin to check out. If you're looking for something you really want to distort a bass or something, or you maybe want to really heavily distort a vocal, like a copy your vocal track, paste it, put a real heavy amount of distortion and kind of just blend it in with one of these analog machines. Pretty cool. Something to kind of a fun one to check out. Okay, I think we got, oops, sorry about that. We got 2 more here. We're going to jump to another company here. We're going to go over the waves here. This is an oldie but a goodie. This is the J37 Abbey Road tape machine from the Abbey Road collection, a tube tape machine. Really good. Again, a lot of different controls on it. We have some different tape formulas here, a couple of different speeds, 7.5 and 15. We got some bias control, some wow and flutter, some delay. Let's just see what this thing kind of does here. Here we go.
This year I'll be asked to stop by total strangers at a party who think I'm too drunk to have this conversation. I'm not sorry. I take it back, I take it back. Oh, hey, I'm ready to go. I take it back, I take it back. That's right, I already know. Step one and the damage is done. 2 and 3 before it finally hits me. That I can never take it back. This time last year we were looking up, but we were grasping.
So a cool sound for sure. Not something that I would use on this particular type of track. I find that when I would use this, I've used this tape machine on some really kind of more orchestra type music, jazz kind of music, more laid back, not big heavy drums, big heavy guitars. I tend to like this a little more on music such as that, maybe some old school kind of vibes, but this has a different flavor than most of the tape machines on the market. And it's cool to have in your catalog if you're looking for something a little different. Again, not overly hyped, kind of subtle, but you can twist and turn the knobs and you can get under the hood here and you can really make it sound like your own. So it's a pretty cool tape machine. Again, if you have the Wave subscription, which I do, I have all these subscriptions. This is another one you may want to consider. And the last one I want to show you for today is another, let's bypass this, is the last one I want to show you for today is the Kramer tape, again, by Waves. This is not one of my favorites, I'll be honest. Ever since it came out, I have it. I use it a couple of times. It's like, it's okay. Some people really like it, but it's not, to me, I would pick the Universal Audio ones over this every day of the week. But let me show you what it sounds like. Here we go.
Grasping at straws, so hopefully for the last time this year I'll be asked to stop by total strangers at a party who think I'm too drunk to have this conversation. I'm not sorry. I take it back, I take it back. Oh, hey, I'm ready to go. I take it back, I take it back. That's right, I already know. Step one and the damage is done. 2 and 3 before it finally hits me. That I can never take it back.
Again, not bad, subtle, which if you want subtle, not bad. Again, only 2 tape speeds here. We could take the monitor in and out here, and then we can also, the playback level, the record level heads. We can do some wow and flutter. We can add some noise. Again, it's not one of my favorites. It's an old plugin. It's been modeled many, many years ago, just like the J37. These are older plugins where the Universal Audio ones, they've been remodeled and redone over the last couple of years, even though those plugins have been around a while. They've had a refresh. So I think they sit a little bit better than these. And certainly, although the virtual tape machine by Slate Digital has been around a long time too, and I just like the way it sounds more than this particular one. But this is not bad by any means, but it's, one of the ones I don't typically reach for is the Waves Kramer master tape, although I love Eddie Kramer, that's for sure. So that is it for this part 1 of all of my tape machine plugins. Let me know what tape machine plugins you use and which ones you like. When we come up in part 2, we're going to take a look at about 7 or 8 or 10 different more tape machine plugins I have and do a whole nother video around that. Let me know in the comments what you think about the tape machine plugins that I showed you today and which ones you like and use the most, and any ones that you recommend that I don't have or you didn't see today. Maybe I'll pick it up and we'll demo it as part of the part 2 series of my favorite tape machine plugins. So until the next video, when we take a look at the rest of my tape machine plugins, I've been Dave with HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com. Thank you so much for watching me, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next video.